It's been almost 6 months since we saw Usyk turn the Gypsy King into the Tipsy King in a fight so nice you had to see it twice. The rematch is set for December of this year. Let's talk about it. Alexander Usyk beat Tyson Fury back in May to become the new undisputed heavyweight champion in 25 years since Lennox Lewis after his rematch with Evander Holyfield. They also fought to become the first undisputed heavyweight champion of the world in the new 4-belt era. This fight had a lot of build-up due to Fury's clear avoidance of the Ukrainian fighter. However, thanks to Turki alshaikh, we would get this fight done after years of waiting. Their fight itself didn't fail to impress from round 1 to round 12. You had a fight where Usyk had complete control of some rounds and Fury had complete control of others. In round 1 and 2, Usyk did very well, keeping Tyson on the back foot and having him on the ropes. Using his great footwork to control the center of the ring, he would throw combinations as well when given the chance, especially when he had the giant on the ropes. Rounds 3 to 6 saw Fury regain some control and take advantage of the fight, keeping Usyk at bay with his long reach as well as using his jab to get to the body. He also used his height to land some rather clean uppercuts, which did seem to have an effect on the Ukrainian machine. Fury had a lot of great moments in these rounds, but as everyone knows with Usyk, he lets you feel comfortable and then shifts the pace and turns on his second gear. The 7th and 8th round was Usyk picking up the pace on a Fury that was beginning to tire. It was in round 8 where we see a familiar shot that landed clean. Back then, I didn't notice this specific two-piece. However, watching it back and in hindsight, it was a great foreshadowing for the event that would completely change the fight in the eyes of the people. Despite Fury trying his best, you could see his nose bothering him from the 9th, and he was spending a lot of time on the ropes. A bad idea that he'd come to pay for when Usyk would land the brutal two-piece from round 8. However, this time the impact was much more flush, and it had the English fighter seriously hurt. We saw Fury's best attempts to survive, but he looked like he had just gone out of a bar on a Friday. Oh. The referee would get close, and many people thought and expected he would call the fight off. However, he'd call it a knockdown, which it technically was, seeing as holding onto the ropes or the ropes preventing you from falling does classify as a knockdown in the rules of boxing. Many complained about this. However, I personally believe that was a good decision by the ref, as we got to see 3 extra rounds of this great fight. Rounds 10 and 11 will see Fury coming back with an incredible recovery and even being able to take control of the fight again. However, in round 12, Usyk would step on the gas to win the round, showing that he still had more to go. The fight would end with both fighters hugging it out and Fury finally giving the man he once ridiculed as a rabbit his respect. Usyk would also give respect to Fury, and as of now they do seem pretty cool with each other. I do believe this fight gave Fury the humbling he needed and gave Usyk his rightful claim to the undisputed status. Now they are set to rematch on December. This is where I want to discuss what will happen. Will Fury get a redemption, or will it be a repeat in favor of Usyk where he may get the stoppage win? Well, it's really tricky. Fury did say that before the fight his wife had a miscarriage and that could have impacted him mentally. With tragic situations like that, people have different reactions. Some people will use tragedy as a resolve and do the unexpected to pay respect for the people they care for. However, some can respond by not being in the right headspace and not performing in their usual way. However, while I do think Fury may have not been in the right space, I do think he made mistakes that shouldn't have been made. For example, it looked like he was trying to appease the crowd more than he was trying to fight. He messed around too much when Usyk wasn't here for any games. I believe focusing more on the fight, while not in Fury style, will do him some good. You have fighters like Roy Jones Jr. who play with their opponents. However, that's when he was levels above his opponent and made him look mediocre. Fury was genuinely having trouble with Usyk and was playing it off. Next thing is that he kept fighting on the back foot. It led to him being on the ropes too much, which against Usyk is a horrible mistake. We could see him pay for it whenever he got caught with the combos, and then in round 9. I think staying in the center more and putting the pressure on Usyk will also help Tyson. However, doing so is much easier said than done, especially as moving around and being a stick and move fighter is probably not the best idea when going up against someone like Usyk. However, another thing is body shots. I believe body shots are good for Usyk, not to stop him, but to slow him down. Usyk is a cardio machine who can keep a steady pace for one half of the fight and then pick it up in the second half. If Fury can wear down his stamina more, it'll make for an even more playing field for the two of them. Fury also had some good moments in the fights, using his height to land decent uppercuts. However, this may become expected for the second fight, and we'll just have to see. More uppercuts to damage Usyk does sound like a pretty good idea though. I think overall Fury should try to use his reach, stop showboating as much, improve on his clinching, and go to the body. Pair it with some nice uppercuts. I think he should aim to cruise for a decision win. He was very close to winning the first one, or at least getting a draw, so to aim for a decision victory is my best bet for Fury, as I don't see anyone stopping Usyk. Now for Usyk, I believe he just has some things he should focus on more. I'm talking about doing and watching out for those uppercuts as well as the body shots. I feel that Usyk's previous fights had people believing that body shots were his kryptonite. Another thing Usyk really did good was avoiding Fury's clinches for the most part. I think if he can land some shots on him while Fury aims for the clinch, he can set him up for some nice clean shots. Another thing I like to see is how Usyk will react to Fury's reach. We saw him get on the inside and do some pretty nice work on Fury. I'm wondering if the first fight gave Usyk some tips on how to deal with his reach better, and if it'll impact the rematch. I believe Usyk keeping Fury on the ropes for the most part will do him well and may even secure him a wide margin, unanimous decision win, or if he manages to hurt Fury, a TKO. What will happen in the rematch though? Nobody knows, but the winner will be set to fight Dubois. However, if Usyk was to win and choose to retire, I couldn't blame him. He's a gold medal Olympian, was the undisputed champion at cruiserweight, the undisputed champ at heavyweight. He's also shown interest in moving back down to cruiserweight, saying that getting to the heavyweight weight limit was a challenge in and of itself, and he didn't like eating much more to make weight. If so, we could potentially see him fight against the top guys in cruiserweight for a 2-time undisputed champion at cruiser. I don't blame him either. He's beaten the best guys at heavyweight, really. Having Chisora, AJ twice, Daniel Dubois, Tyson Fury twice is more than enough. Now, if Fury wins, we could potentially see him fighting against Daniel Dubois and maybe even getting the AJ fight done, which the Saudis definitely wanted. It was a great fight that should have happened earlier but never did. Now we have Joshua's renewed hype train having been called to a halt by Triple D, and Fury is yet to see what will happen. Regardless, the chance is also there that Fury may choose to retire after the Usyk fight since he's beaten his rival, or we could see a huge trilogy match that would definitely rival or even surpass the Wilder trilogy. Whatever is next for these two in the rematch and how they'll do is still up to your perception. I'm excited for the fight, and I will definitely be watching it when it comes. However, I would like to hear your thoughts on this match down in the comments below. As always, I'll see y'all later. Peace.